And we're back. So sorry about that interruption. Not sure what happened. Computer just, eventually slowed down. I was up a little earlier than normal. Had it running since, I think, a little too early without a shutdown. And I think that's all that happened. So it is what it is. We're back at it. Ready to go for you and with you and at you every single day. We're going to pick up exactly where we left off. No issues, no worries. We're ready to blast. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here and jumping back in. All the Warriors who came back from the lost ship and jumped onto the new ship with me. God bless you. Hulky Wants Lifer. Hulky, we love you. Hulk Algorand, we love you. Dollar Crypto, we love you. Free Mind, we love you. Crypto Fever, we love you. Bassam Rochelle, we love you. Rashed, Crypto Fever. Kamato, a.k.a. Ketchup in the group, baby, we love you. Michael Paz, Chef Reed Bridges in the house. Caden Casey. Matt Ski. Jason Ingle. Crypto Style, Board Type Crow, Birdman Crypto OG. Crypto Lifer right there, an OG Crypto Lifer. This man right here, been since day one. Like probably when there was maybe 30 people in the group. I might have had, 1,000 subscribers or something insane. Lieutenant Dan Dangle, Deep Forest. Cool to see some OGs who have been with me since day. Those are my day ones. Zoran, my man, we love you, brother. From Ireland, but, living in Ireland, man. Zoran, we love you. OMAC, may God bless you and everything in your in all your endeavors and your family. Amen. A great day for a great day. Love to the lifers. Jesse Namaso back in the house. He does not stop. The man will keep coming. It doesn't matter. You can't get in the way of a Jesse day. Shout out to everybody here on the live, in life and in the live. But may God bless each and every one of you. Let's keep it going. Let's get back into the same motivational movement, the same energy we had. They can't stop us. Let's keep it moving. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at, you guessed it, bitty Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin making a bit of a fall to the downside, right? Yesterday I said either, sideways or to the downside and more than likely to the downside. We had liquidity to the downside on our baby BOOKMAP, which I'll get started in a little while. I'll give it some time just in case. I didn't have it running last time, so usually we can handle everything we throw at it. So it happens. It is what it is. I did start using an AC, and it's colder in here than normal. I don't know if the temperature difference just made the computer. Who knows? Usually that's good for the computer, I thought. 9,000 subs when I joined. Shout out to NSB Crypto. An OG in the house. God bless you, NSB. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the right thing and coming back, Sam. Shout out to Twin City. We love you, Jay Baker. We love you. Stack that. Dude, are you kidding me? You think I would just call it a day? I'm out for the day. No way. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Not happening. Shout out to Jay Baker 17 in the house. We love you. Shout out to Matt Ski again. I just love that name. Hassan Haj, man. Thanks for coming back, man. My name is Sam Price. Nice to meet everybody. I've been trading for 15 years. And I'm not going to say I've been sitting in front of the charts for those 15 years. I started buying and selling stocks at the age of 25 years old. I am 40. All right? And by the time I was about, I'd say 30, I decided, wow, I should start looking at the charts a little bit more. Getting a little more serious. Maybe 28, 29, I started dabbling. And I got real serious. Started trading gold and silver up until 35 years old, 5 years ago, where I found Bitcoin. 2016, actually probably it's almost 7 years ago now, I guess. 2016. It's kind of crazy. Because I was 33 years old when I found out what cryptocurrency was and started dabbling. Knew what altcoins were first, really didn't, then found out Bitcoin, and it got kind of crazy, so. And the story continues, but I started trading gold and silver on the Toronto Stock Exchange, doing my thing. Got a big hit. Was able to figure something about Canopy Grow Corp and the weed stocks. Got a big hit. Was able to roll that into Bitcoin. Started understanding how to procure wealth. Realized, basically kept studying wealthy people. And every time I researched someone wealthy, they put their money somewhere that wasn't the US dollar, somewhere that wasn't losing money. And then I researched the dollar and found out about fiat currency and went on this rabbit hole. And I take people down that same rabbit hole. And I want to teach you about fiat currency. I want to teach. So, not only do I want to teach you here on this channel about technical analysis, go over coins and find the hottest altcoin every day, and, make gains and leverage trade, No, I'm just, I love doing that. I'll be honest. Like, I am that person too. I'm that trader that loves it all. But I also want to teach you about the fundamentals, the history of money. What is real money? Where does money come from? What does it mean to be wealthy? How to stay wealthy? How to gain wealth? How to live in a way that procures wealth? What to go after? You know what I mean? Like a wealthy, all right, let's just say two people get 100 grand. One person is a wealthy person, one person is not, let's just say. The first person gambles and goes and takes that money a lot, loses 30 grand here, does this and that, drinks, wastes money here and there, ends up with 40 grand, blows 60, The other person opens up a garden, buys a plot of land maybe, or rents it and grows vegetables. I'm just saying, and makes a sustainable plot that continues to grow. And eats like $4,000 to $5,000 worth of food that summer, let's just say, in vegetables or whatever, you know what I mean? The point of the story is to live wealthy, is to use your money in a way that procures yourself into the future. To always think about how you're spending that dollar, or how that dollar is going to help. You could treat yourself. There can be a percentage of your money that you use to treat yourself, and you could be good. But point of the story is to, and me, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just, for me personally, is to allocate funds into things that I can see later on. And constantly ask myself, is this a future move or is this a move for now? And like for me, real estate is a future move because you don't see the return immediately. And it's not a huge return at first. And it may never be a huge return compared to like an altcoin pickup or something. But I find every time you plan, right, where you send a desire out into the future and you stick to that resonance of vibration that you put out, it comes back bigger and stronger than it did when you sent it out. And that's, to me, a vibrational theory that I find to be true, that I use in my daily practice of life, So you take that however you want it. And I learned how to do that by bending my mind through subconscious mind theory, understanding that my subconscious mind was in charge. And I had to do things to my mind to be able to understand that I had to be in control of my subconscious mind to be fully in control. And to do that, I had to meditate. I had to breathe. I had to be in the moment. I had to tell myself what I was supposed to be. Like, I had to police my thoughts. Become part of my dreams, truly become part of, because I had dreams and thoughts before, but my subconscious mind was just kind of doing whatever it wanted. I was hijacked by ideas, colors, shapes, advertisements, the New York City, and coming into nature, being in a place where nature was more accessible to me, did change my life, And that's where I grew up. I grew up in a place like that. So I started from those and so when I went into the big cities, I went there to go get knowledge and to learn. And I didn't realize how I was changing as a person. And over 12 years from 18, 20 years from basically 18 when I got into college, till I left when I was 39 years old, which was 21 years I lived in New York City. Right? Or maybe I left when I was 38. Yeah, so 20 years. But I lived in New York City, and wow. It was a long time. Anyway, back to the charts. So Bitcoin, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Bitcoin's been in this range. It hits the top of the range, it comes down, hits the bottom of the range, comes up. And it's been doing this over and over again. And the range is widening, though. See? Strange pattern, right? Usually the range tightens. But the range is widening. Okay? We're trying to figure out where fair value is, and Bitcoin's kind of stretching its arms out a little bit, up and down. Wait on my chop liver over here. Good morning, Sam. Shout out to Zero Allegiance in the house. We love you. God bless you. Thank you for the beautiful $5 super chat. I see you, my friend. I see you, my friend. Thank you for coming on in. You touched me deeply with your story. It sounded like something out of a book, man. Insane. But God bless you, brother. You're both the marble and the sculptor. Shout out to Fremont. We love you. Jay Baker, congrats. I'm going to do this well. Build me a band, hopefully on at least 2 to 4 acres. Build me a barn. A barn dough. Hopefully on at least 2 to 4 acres. Nice. A barn dough. Nice. Congratulations to you as well. I'm in a small conservative town. Amen. Same here. I got lucky, but I don't consider myself a good trader. Mr. Kennedy, we love you. We love that you're making gains. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? And no such thing as luck. I call about being preparation meets opportunity. You were prepared at the right time to take advantage of something that was there. You know what I mean? That's what I say. So you think of it however you want. That's how I look at it. Regardless, right? Shout out to the 426 beautiful souls on the live. 153 people on the live stream. Wow. That many people right back. I mean, that is the fastest I've ever seen the live stream recover. That means this community is continuing to grow and become stronger and stronger. We are going to take on the bull run, the lifers, like it's going to be insane. This is a Tuesday in the middle of July, right? Misty day here on the East Coast. You know, kind of a quiet, misty day. See what happens later on. It is hot, though. There's a humidness to the air, so the air is hot. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So I talked about a move back to the downside. It was even circled, and, you know, I'm not trying to be, you know, it did go right exactly where I thought it would go last night. But then it got boosted back to the upside. But then we came back down. And then I even called short again this morning. If you were in my trading group and you saw my morning update, I called a short. Now, the 1 hour wants to bounce back to the upside. Look at this curve back up. And it is attempting to do so. Okay? At the end of the day, we could call this a falling wedge here. And we know that falling wedges like to break up 68% of the time. So let's see if this falling wedge can break up. To me, it would break up the length of the base of this pole behind it. Like so. Somewhere to about 30,379. You know what I mean? So that means the community is growing, but it means we trust you to bounce back no matter what. The Bombo. Yeah, and you know what? I have a great team. I reached out to my team. I said, remake this, redo that. Let's get this done. Let's get that done. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, everything was made and ready to go. So that's what happens when you have a good group of people around you that actually care about you. That only work for you, you know, they get a paycheck, but they also give a dang. You know what I mean? And so, to me, that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. Being around people that matter, being around people that care, you know, on a daily basis. And that means the most to me. I wouldn't be able to do this if it didn't feel like I was surrounded by people that love and care about what I believe in, what each and every one of you believe in. You know, it all came together in such an amazing way. You know. So, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have people that work with us. I'm blessed to have each and every one of you here. May God bless you all. I just changed this one because one of the references is funny. Took my mom out to dinner last night, if anyone wants to know. Had a good time. Had a really good time. You know. It didn't feel fake or forced. Like, we really both had a good time. At the same time, it was like, when I'm with my mom now, and I'm alone, like, I just, you know. Sometimes we don't say anything because, like, I want to say something about my dad, and I'm sure she might want to say something. Or she might be, sometimes I'm fighting back, like, tears of a moment, and I just can't say anything. And sometimes I think maybe she is too, you know? And then we're quiet. So, you know, I like to give you guys the backstory. Right now I'm staying with my mom. A couple more days. I leave on Thursday, but I stay with my mom a couple more days. And, just taking this time to be alone with my mom, you know, to go on walks every morning at 6 a.m. together, an hour-long walk in her favorite little place, just to be present with my mom, to be there with my mom. As a 40-year-old man, I'm still her son, And it's weird, as you get older, like, the perfect little family, and my family was not, there was a lot of pain and anguish, but like at the end of the day, compared to what I learned as I got older, compared to what I saw other people go through, I had it lucky, I had it good. This 1 hour is very aggressive and looks to move to the upside. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if this 1 hour somehow pushed up, I oddly entered along, very small amount of money because I was just curious to me on MEX Global, by the way. All right. And why MEXC? Because MEXC has 0 spot maker and taker fees. All right. Also, there was 10% gain on Chainlink last night in the trading group. Had you joined the trading group, would have made yourself 10%. I think that's pretty sweet considering what I'm seeing in the market. You know what I mean? So you want to be joining the trading group. You want to be opening up a MEXC account to kind of learn what's going on in cryptocurrency, I believe. That's what I think is the hot spot. Also, once I stumbled upon MEXC, it made it easier for me to learn how to future trade and get into doing more leverage trading. I don't suggest anyone leverage trade until they have been spot trading for at least a year or have like maybe a few months, at least 6-7 months, something like that. But links to both my trading group here and MEXC are at the top, pinned. Just jump on in. It makes it super simple. This will be up for the rest of the stream. Open up a MEXC account today. Open up and we'll see. Let's take a look at what happened to my trade that I opened up earlier today on my futures in the futures account. Very small trade. I'm not trying to boast about it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's up small. So I got in at 29,869, right? What made me open up a trade today, even though it looked bearish? And we're just going to talk about what I'm looking at right now, right? So this falling wedge breaks to the upside, bit of a double bottom too, So I'm just trading the double bottom and the falling wedge idea, and just this very aggressive stochastic. At the same time, it could easily roll over and dump to the downside. It's high risk. It's Tuesday. We're finally getting some breathing room. Patterns tend to play out better on Tuesday than they do on most days of the week. So one of my more favorite day to trade, right? So just and we did get the breakout so far to the upside, is in slight profit, And I'm testing the waters on different types of leverage. I'm more going for percentages and ideas. I'm gaining knowledge throughout leverage trading so I can use it to my advantage when the bull run really hits and there's a lot of money coming, and I can take a lot more money out of the market. So I'm not here to impress you with my gains or to throw stuff at you, I'm here to learn, and I'm here to do it every day, no matter what kind of facet I'm learning on or what I'm doing. And I bring you in on that journey no matter what's happening. And that's why people love the channel too. Like, I'm not here to hide what I know and what I don't know. I'm not trying to be a guru and someone who knows it all. I'm just trying to be someone who's like, yo, come with me. Look at my journey. Check out what I'm doing. I'll share it with you. Will you share your journey with me? Can I come to your city and kick it with you? Can you tell me about your wife, your life, your kids? I'll tell you about my wife. Yeah. Like, people share so much in the trading group with me. And I don't, you don't have to at the same time. I'm not trying to find out about your wife and kids. It's so weird. All I'm saying is I love that I've been able to share my life with other people, and they've shared their life with me. And I've transformed through the trading group. When I went out to Austin, Texas, and I met Big Peters, he changed my life, man. What a beautiful person. What a nice man. And worked for the church, had a good relationship with his wife, and just, had a budding life ready to kind of, I could see his life building. So MACD turning, RSI gets above that yellow line. We can get some fireworks, and the stochastics right now as a leading indicator telling me that there's a possible bigger move coming for Bitcoin. All we need a daily candle to close in this circle. We need to get above both these areas, above this point of control right here on the 1 hour time frame to the upside. Let's watch the 1 hour. If it starts to roll over here, we'll know that the dream was not alive. If it can continue up here and we get some fireworks, this thing could fly. So it's going to take 4 to 8 hours at the most for us to kind of get the full view. And then maybe 12 hours at the most for this to polish off, usually. It can be quicker, but in general, like right here, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours of price action to get the pump to the upside. So also it's bottom of the channel. If we're channel, still in this kind of strange pattern idea, we could come to the top of the pattern, right? And then the bigger idea is, what if this breaks out, this bigger falling wedge, and we continue all the way to 31,000 or 32,000, 31,789, 32K, which is possible, all right? To me, the bearish scenario, because let's look at both scenarios and let's not just get overboard with the idea. But the 4-hour isn't in a place where it could flip, is in a place where it could flip bullishly, right? It's starting to get beat down as the sell pressure on the MACD, I feel like, starts to kind of wane, okay? You really want a bullish divergence. Sometimes it's like forced or not as hidden. I mean, here it's slightly down, I guess, and there is slightly up. There's a slight bullish there. Oh, wow, you have it there on the 1-hour time frame, clear as day. Amazing. This swings down, that swings down, candle body to candle body, clear as day. That swings up nicely. I mean, so far, that's a beautiful bullish divergence. Tells you that you should get a bounce. You should get a high above this high, or at least attempt to break this high. And again, remember, 30,300 is my area that we really, really want to be closing weekly candles above and not playing games below the zone. So I'm attempting a very risky long because it looks nasty and short, and a lot of people are going to be shorting the market, in my opinion. All right. I turn on my liquidation levels, and look, I mean, there's, sadly say, I may get hit too, because look, there's just more longs down here now too. Sad. So it looks like price action will go further down. This says there's more longs to be had down here. Maybe it comes up and eats a little bit of the shorts in the zone. There's a good chunk of it, but it does say there's more longs down here attempting to scalp all the way down to 28.8, So this indicator tells me to be careful longing because there's more longs down here than shorts, That's all. That's what liquidation levels show me. It shows me the 25x, the 50x, the 100x longs, the 100x, the 50x, and the 25x shorts. That's all. That's what these 6 colors represent, and the kind of middle area. And it shows you who's who on either end and their liquidation levels, and if they're going to get liquidated or not, at what levels, right? Liquidation levels V2, all right? I couple this with BOOKMAP, and it gives me some ideas, I notice when Zen move, Bitcoin starts to move. Raise Network is also moving. Interesting. BOOKMAP Pizzle. Shout out to Crypto Sam in the house. Crypto Sam, we love you. Same name as me. Shaco Gibson, we love you. Great name. Hello from Barbados. I'm holding on forever. You're going to make it, man. Just keep going to the beach every day, breathing in that fresh Barbados air, windsurfing or, sailing, or even just get out there, man. And every day that you make it back to bed and you had a meal, you're going to be all right, You got your crypto, baby. Only time is needed, and conviction. Nothing can beat a man with time and conviction, So Bitcoin, I'm attempting a long on the 1 hour. It's probably nuts, and I'm probably out of my mind. 15 minutes a little high for an entry right now. My entry is a little earlier when the 15-minute was more low. That's not a great sign, technically, It's in another. We're getting a lot of these broadening. Everything's in these broadening falling wedges, and so look for some type of flag here on the 15-minute time frame. 7-minute is even getting overbought, trying to curl back up, but that's usually a sign of a break back down. Be looking for a 7-minute double bottom here, So remember, my trade's very small. It's more like an experimental trade. I'm trying to just see, I'm pushing the limit, testing the waters. I either close the trade, and if the trade goes well, they get above a certain area, maybe I add to the trade and make it more serious. That's what I like about lever trade. You don't have to put it all in at once. You can build the trade. And, taking partials, which is a big idea of Master Friend, and building partials, getting in a little bit at a time, getting out a little bit at a time. Laddering in and laddering out is the key. Full port. Shout out to my man. I think around, last leg of this downtrend on the 5-minute. Can you have a look at the cup and handle forming on XRP? Shout out to Taxo Perry, Efidrie, Efdrea, Taxo Perry, Efidria. Taking parcels is a key to success. Shout out to Jonathan Amja. Shaco, I like it gives us time as much as we possibly can before the new year and the new highs. Yep. Bitfinex just crossed 87% short 4 times since 7:30 a.m. Back and forth. Long. Sketchy. What's the indicator called? MLAPications. Liquidations, So BOOKMAP showing signs of levels further to the downside as well. 29.5, maybe even a little bit lower. 29.3. So there's really not a lot of liquidity on the board today, but BOOKMAP suggests a move further to the downside. Just based on a whale trying to buy more Bitcoin at these levels, in my experience, opening up a long in between these levels usually doesn't pan out to be a great idea, right? So, it looks like we will go further to the downside right now at the present moment in time, and I'm just gonna nab. Maybe I can't. Let's see here. I wanted to just nab this 2% real quick. 1.3%, whatever. Just wanted to close the trade. To me, it's too risky. There's a shoulder, there's a head. We could be making a right shoulder. But it looks like we're getting some type of move further down. 15-minute is also getting overbought. So if we do get the move further out of this bigger falling wedge, because this is what this is what I'm, what only thing I can really see going on right now. That is like our more, the bearish idea is we break this level here, we come down, and if we barely retest one of the other, 29.45, 29.682, I believe we'll drop further down to possibly, at least 28.5 and then maybe 27.8. So the lows, the higher 20s may still be good times, I didn't know if we would get those levels again, so I believe they'll get bought back up pretty fast. Every time we see a dip, it gets eaten up pretty fast. So we'll see. Bigger time frames and the ideas for Bitcoin that we teach on this channel. If you come to one of my trading, classes that I teach once a month on the last Saturday of every month, you're going to learn about the moving averages. You're going to learn about why I use them, how to use them, and kind of what I'm looking for when I'm using them, Different ideas, different occasions, different thoughts. But the main idea is the gateways to bullish and bearishness are the 200 SMA, because it has such a large amount of averages throughout a large amount of time. Almost a year, two-thirds of a year, basically, a little under. So, but, I could go on and on. But today, as long as we stay above this level here, I see us staying really, really bullish. So, levels, if we broke 28,200, I may begin to sweat a little bit, but I'd still be like, we would have to come down, and then by this time, maybe we'd have to break and close 2 or 3 weekly candles again, like we almost did here, below this yellow line, and then you would see me change my tune. The fact that we would, we see some more bearishness, So, yeah. Anything is possible, but I'm open-minded and I'm always watching. And, the weekly staying above that zone is important. The weekly staying above the 200 SMA here on the 3-day chart is important. 3-day chart kind of rolling over. It is overbought. I have seen pumps from here, but at the same time, it's It's a little sketch, you know. That could be a Bart Simpson, and we could come back down and test, you know, one of these two levels here. This final level here, 25,000. So it's not over yet. You know, everyone thinks we just float right to 42K and it's over. You know, Bitcoin is a daily process. It's a constant process. Summer trading can be a little more pulling on the nerves. It's a little slower. It's a little longer. Things take a little bit more time. But you stick with it. You fight through it. And you find opportunity in the market. And you see things no one ever gets to see. Like the Casper run-ups and, you know, the pumps that were on AI back in October through December that no one paid attention to. But we did because we were trading. So it all depends, right? It all depends on what's happening, what you're doing, what's going down, all right? Sorry, shout out to the 561 people. I had music playing. I was vibing to it. I'm like half dancing. And no one is there. And then No Eat, No Pay comes on immediately, which is kind of clutch if I think about it. So shout out to all you beautiful people on the live. Thank you for coming on in. What does No Eat, No Pay mean to you? You know what I mean? I kind of want to put that out on Twitter. Like, we got news to show you. We got the DXY. A bunch of different things to talk about. What does No Eat, No Pay mean to you? I love that. Anyway, God bless you. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. We really appreciate it. On our way to 15,000, 16,000 followers if we could get it. What does No Eat, No Pay mean to you? And some people may not have any idea. I love this now. I can just go here every once in a while and take a look. This is my pops right there. My dad, man. Was alive until 2 months ago, man. I can't believe I lost my dad, man. Strong. He was strong. He was built tough. Thick thighs. See, man, he was built, man. Couldn't move this man if you wanted to. God bless my father. Thank you for everything you've given me in my life, my father. I'll do the right thing by you every single day of my life. And, you know, it's funny. Anytime I had a problem, I would talk to him a little bit. And he would say, didn't you pray to God? He'd look at me. And he's like, you have little faith. You know, have faith. Have some faith. Things will work out. You know? Believe in yourself. Like, he's like, I got more faith in you than you even know. So, you know, I see the 50-minute coming back down. I see a little short here. You know, it already kind of started, but you saw me bail out of the long. You know, I see a short coming back down. Maybe time for another long there. The 1 hour does have that bullish divergence. You know, if we could keep that, it would be nice. This low here. So we'll see. The only thing is, it looks like such an obvious short to me, and so many people are, and there's just this negative feel that it looks like it would be an easy squeeze to the upside. That's the only thing. Even though we even see liquidity on BOOKMAP, and I you know, but something tells me, my trader instinct tells me that there could be a short squeeze to the upside. But what do I know over here? You know, I could be wrongs, I could be rights. I never knows. You knows, what do I knows? Anyway, so this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. It's either going to fall out of grace, and we'll find a bearish retest, some bear flags on the 5, and that short's going to continue down, or we're going to get some type of bounce here, break up, get this bounce, and there's a chance we can make it back to the top of the range. So far, every time we've come down here to this zone, right, and tested any one of these areas, we have made it back to the top of the range. So one would assume that we are heading back up again, you know. So that just that's all that one can assume, all right? That we will head back to the top of the range. So you tell me, I tell you, it is what it is. That's something that I'm looking at. So shout out to the 558 people on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me take a look at the super chats, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me do a quick intermission and jump into the super chats. Remember, join the trading group or join MEXC. Either, both of them are great. We want you to join both, though. If you join the trading group, you're going to get things that I'm seeing all the time. Anything that I'm looking at, whether it's late at night, early in the morning, from 6 a.m. to late at night, you know. Alter Pump and Jonathan Amija. Can you receive the payment if you don't do the work? My man, shout out to my man. Sam, what are your thoughts on the div on the 30 and the 33 minute looking promising? Super chats, STX, USDC, waiting. Too many people setting shorts. It won't end well. A quick liquidity grab and up again. Is Max no KYC? Yeah, you don't have. I know many people that do not yet. Let's take a look at STX real quick on the super chat. God bless you. Thank you so much for the super chats. And let's take a look. XRP from our man. We'll take a look at that right now. Do a quick little super chat dive. XRP back in action. Shout out to Stanford Mindco LLC. God bless you. Thank you for all the love to my father too, man. You always put down the love. I notice when Zen moves, Bitcoin starts to move. Shout out to Media Vibes with the goose. My man with the goose with the $2 super chat. God bless you. $2 doubling up. I love that. Can you go over STX from Vito? We'll look at that too. And when on my chopped liver over here, shout out to Zero Allegiance. We love you. And thank you for gifted memberships and gifting 2 memberships, man. You're the man. Very nice of you to do. Shout out to anyone that jumped into the membership streams. We love you. And we can't wait to have a kind of a deep dive membership stream together coming not too long from now. Might even do one today at about, I don't know, maybe 3, just from like 3 to 3:20. Nothing crazy, you know, like a beach walk or a talk, just kind of show you some behind the scenes of life for life, you know. So anyway, let's take a look at XRP and let's take a look at STX. All right. I got a bunch of windows open today just for this case. I said, let me make sure I do all the super chats. Sometimes Bitcoin just takes precedence and it gets a little crazy, you know, almost all the time, right? It's funny. First thing I do when I look at anything is like, if I can get a weekly chart, I look at it. If I can, I look at it daily. And I want to begin to see the story, you know, where was the lows? Where was the highs? You know, I mean, this came out on the exchange, pumped, whatever, did its thing back in March. And even back in March, I mean, this thing pumped to a high of what, 129, which is pretty crazy, right? Came all the way back down to the low of 48, would come up to a high of 88, and it's attempting to find its next bottomed area, right? It has a nice good chunk of liquidity here, so it makes sense that at these 2 resistance points, really it would have stopped and bounced, you know. We could even take away that area and put a zone. I mean, because to me, it never is an exact line. Sometimes it can be. I've seen it, but for the most part, it's some type of an area. I call it a zone, you know. But so previous resistance becomes new support. We get the bounce, okay? STX, really, if it loses this area, I don't see why it won't come and test 56 cents. And if it loses that, now STX is somewhat supported by the ordinal network. If anyone doesn't know what the ordinal network is, it's Bitcoin ordinals, BRC20s. And what BRC20s do is they're basically the ERC20 on the Bitcoin network. And, you know, people can make NFT collections and people can mint them, and, you know, a way to pay for them sometimes, or to store them, or to move the funds, at least to get them in, is through STX. Some of them take STX, some take Bitcoin. Sometimes you transfer the STX to Bitcoin. Sometimes STX is the fastest thing to get in, and it's one of the only kind of other currencies that the wallet will take. So STX has this, it's like the grease, you know, it's the, you know, it has like a Uniswap coin kind of feel to it. If ordinals continue to pick up, STX, you know, so you're kind of looking at the ordinal network, you're studying STX, you're looking at that whole vibe and idea. And if FTX, you know, if STX STX, not FT, not F. Don't say it again. But you know, if STX, right, can continue to get some movement, then it should get bought back up. It looks like it could be somewhat healthy and still stay in a falling wedge if it comes down and tests 56 cents, right? The daily is low, but you could still see a low come out of that. And the 4 hour is pushing a little to the downside here. You're in this kind of flag. That's the one thing holding you down. Can you break on out of this to the upside? You know, possible. I could connect these two, and yeah, it's more even like a descending triangle though too, because they're pretty flat. So, and it doesn't look amazing to me at the present moment. And its local high at 70 cents has been rejected. Really needs to break, and then it has like another local little 66 point. So like, you know, you're not going anywhere till you break above 66. So it looks like you're either going down to the bottom of this channel to 60, or even to the bottom of this channel down to 56, right? Before another bigger move comes for STX. You keep losing previous highs, you know, and the order network has slowed down a little bit, slightly. I'm not trying to hate. I think it's great. I love it. I don't even want to say that, and I shouldn't. I don't want to FUD the network, but you know, it will come back strong. But right now, like, less people are discussing it. You know, as it's a little less. You know, it's the summer months. Less people are online. Period. You know what I mean? Less people are using computer. Like it's an overall phenomenon. More people are outside. Like today, they're visiting. They're doing. You know what I mean? So it's not almost all digital networks, you know. I mean, people are still watching stuff on their phone, don't get me wrong. They're still, you know, but it just you know, they're not like trading ordinals hardcore in the middle of July. You know, that's all. It's okay. So STX, you know, and to understand that whole idea behind STX is important. Correct? Does everyone understand what I'm saying here? Am I being a stickler, or are we all on the same page? You know? And that's why I want to, you know, that's what I want to make sure people understand. They come here, they don't just come here to get, like, you know, some charts thrown at them and shield some coin. They come here to learn and to get educated, to understand, and to connect the dots. You know, real traders on their laptop at the beach on their vacation. I mean, some are. I am. There's many pictures of me doing that. I remember 2 summers ago making $600 trade on, I believe, on Bitcoin 3L, like, you know, and I was sitting at the beach. Super excited when I went to dinner that night. Like, wow, like, made gains while I was at the beach. Then went to dinner. Like, pretty cool thing. And that's what I love the most, too, about trading cryptocurrency, you know. So everyone wants to know what's up with XRPZ. Can be got on KuCoin. I have a link to KuCoin, or even on Mex Global, right? MEXC has everything. And honestly, KuCoin will hit you with such a bigger fee than MEXC will to do the same exact transaction. So I put this out, possible move for KuCoin to the upside around the 74-cent region. It went up about a penny and a half. You know, nothing crazy. But, you know, 10% would be 7 cents. So, you know, couple percentage. What do we get out of it? Yeah, almost, you know, wicked up to 4.2. About a 2.33%. With a little leverage, you know, that actually is like, you know, could be a 20% gain right there to the upside. Let's like undress this for a second. And yes, I said that. I know. Don't get too, you know. I know how you feel. I know. So, so let's take a look. So 21 is getting really far away from the 200. Signs of weakness in a move is when I see that, okay? Right off the bat. But we are holding a high volume node. We did get pumped up, and people are awakening, and there's more people that can access the coin. You know, I'm still, and I've been watching this flag now, since we first made it, probably 16 to 20 hours ago, maybe a day and a half ago at the most. So I continue to watch this flag. All right. 1 hour time frame looks absolutely horrible. All right. I don't know what you thought I was going to say. If it comes down, if it breaks this trend line, this whole story goes south, which is great. because that's what patterns are for. Patterns are there. They're not there to tell you that you're going to make money every time. They're there to give you a road sign with a direction. That's all. Patterns are just simply a GPS, a better way to see the market. You know what I mean? That everyone always tries to think that it's like this perfect, easy, you know, but I can, like, if I don't have the pattern, I'm just looking at gibberish. I can see it in my mind, though. I make it anyway, but before, you know, I would just see up and, you know, with the pattern, I can say, well, if this level, you know, drops, and then like that's just simple support and resistance. Like you could trade that without seeing, you know, be like, if we lose this level, we come to that level, you know. So let's see if this 1 hour can somehow reset or bend or not get too beat out of shape and still somehow hold the zone. 15-minute is attempting to play ball with sideways price action. So XRP continues to go sideways at this nice 75-cent level. The measured move would take it up to $1.19. I believe the high risk play is worth it considering all the hype on XRP right now. Like, I'd rather get stopped out and try to take a shot. You know what I mean? So 119, it's possible. And again, the smart trader waits for XRP to possibly actually do a breakout, pump somewhere up, maybe get to this wick somewhere closer, and then find wherever it bounces as that entry and hope if it bounces there. I mean, that's the key, is to get down here, but you don't always get it, you know, and that would be a bullish retest. So I'd be looking out for this type of behavior for XRP, you see, and I'd be like setting the kind of trap for that. How I do that too is I'm setting an alert here on XRP. XRP can be bought now anywhere as it's not a security, clear as day. We all knew it wasn't a security. This went on for years. Insanity. Shout out to Jimmy Price, Lifer. We had 60,000 XRPs. Have another 20K on the sideline, in your humble opinion. What a great coin we're missing, or should we buy more Ripples? I mean, whatever makes you happy, man. I only have 10,000, so you have way more than me. So all I can tell you is good luck, and you know, God bless you and what you do, man. You know, I'm not a financial advisor. None of that saying we can take it as financial advice. I can never tell you what to buy. 100 XRPs, I think sounds like a great idea. For me, personally, that would be awesome. But for you, I don't know. You know, at these prices, I'm done buying XRP. I like to buy it lower than 40 cents. You know, like we had so long to buy it up. So for me personally, I'm not like I'm done buying it. That's another, you know, I didn't even, you know, I just got to mention, but it is what it is. All right. My dad liked these, you know what I mean? That's why we have them. It's kind of sad, you know? Everything reminds me, every time I do something, I'm like, my dad did that. My dad gave me those. My dad showed me that. My dad went down this road with me. My dad built this house. My dad bought that. So crazy, man. My wife pointed out, too. She's like, you used to say you talk about your father all the time, you know? You think it'd be like a buy the rumor, sell the news, Casper Maxi's thinking. People had forever to buy in below 50 cents. Now they're all FOMOing. Let's go, XRP. Shout out to Crypto Frankie Poo. Wow. I can't believe I just said that. Oh, man. You're funny, man. Shout out to TJ Prenger. My man. My dad and I love this channel. Shout out to you and your pops, man. I wish I could say I love something with my pops. I can't. Me and my dad love watching football together. This will be my first football season. I'll watch a game and I'll get no call. My dad, what kind of, you saw the ref, like, what was that all about, you know? Funny, I just created an account with a lifer link. God bless you. Thank you, Jonathan Amja. We love you. Is that a giant Bart Simpson forming on Bitcoin? It could be. It could be. We've talked about it. There's a chance it is. 3 days starting to bend, you know, and we could have to come back down and test 28,250. That would be the key level, or this area a bit 28,005. Like, that would just be a key level to make sure we have standing, and then we get our bounce on out of here, you know. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world just to kind of solidify that is our bottom area, but it also doesn't mean it's happening for sure, you know. 22 hours getting very low. At the end of the day, if you just want to be like nitty gritty about it, 22 hours is, it's in a, a bullish rectangle. A slight little variation of a bullish rectangle. All right. And these, these can move to the upside. Technically, they can. And you're at the bottom of the range. You're likely to drop back to the top. Says even the bigger, like the 22 hour. The 4 hour could easily flip too. So again, like it comes back to what we said before and where I was earlier. I just want to see, I like to look at Bitcoin in many different ways to see if I'm missing something. If there's something else to grab here, is just to watch this falling wedge and then to know that we need to break above this resistance. Super important that Bitcoin can break back above 30,500 or like we're going nowhere, right? And then sadly, not sadly, but sadly for the bulls, if you want, we now have this local resistance too now to deal with. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you couldn't get above and stay alive 30,000, so now you need to get back above 30K. Stochastic suggests a big move could come for Bitcoin. MACD also says lack of bearish momentum and the RSI could pump. So on the 1 hour, we're looking at a double bottom. I like the highlighter because it's kind of just like simple TA. And the double bottom breakout somewhere around this area. This node here, the 30,008. And then maybe it could even get us to 30,250 just because there's some space. High volume node. This is the VRVP. Great indicator. I would highly suggest you add it to your tool belt. We have a video on how to use it, talking about what goes on and why I use it. The row size usually comes at 2.4, right? You want to put that to 240 and you'll be good to go. Just add a 0, makes it simple. That's the VRVP. Very simple indicator. Shows you basically what you would see here on this side, but flip sideways and key levels. Really nice. So you can kind of, and how it was taught to me. And when it was first taught to me, I almost didn't believe it because I thought it was too easy. But they said to me, they're like, you'll find the red line, which is the point of control. He's like, and act like this is the ball, and like this can fall down the hill, and like, won't a ball fall down the hill? And instead of thinking, I could make money, and like, could the trade finally go my way? I was like, yeah, but the ball will fall down the hill, and like once price action got above the zone, like boom, like I can't tell you how many times I saw targets hit, target hit. So now too that Bitcoin has to get back above the point of control, 30,300. That's also the weekly support or resistance level. Coincidence? I don't think so. So 30,003, that's the key. We get it back above that, we could build. We stay below it, it's a wrap. Long term, short term, we're just in chop upside down, up and down. Nothing can happen. Long term, I showed you that we would have to break below bigger time frame. The weekly on the 3-day and the 3-day and the weekly, we'd have to break through those 200 SMAs. So until that happens, and we'll track it every day together, one day at a time, one step at a time, like we do. And until that happens, we're going to continue to truck through, one step at a time. Shout out to the beautiful people here. Why do 618 people love me so much? Why do y'all come to the channel so much? Why do you love me so much? You know what I mean? Today, Korea's Shinma Bank and Siam Commercial said they completed a proof of concept using stablecoins on Hedera. Pretty cool. Because of your glasses, because I'm free, my man, crypto billionaire. I love you, brother. Because you keep it real, because you're here every day. I love it. Because you the man. Sean, I love you. I think it's because we use the word love here too. Because you're the best, man. Shout out to Ian Diaz. I love you. Your energy and your knowledge, my friend. Brandon, we love you. Your energy and your knowledge, man. We love you, man. Shout out to all the awesome lifers here, man. I just want to say thank you for everything. And may you all stay blessed every single day of your lives. Just positive energy your way, vibrational energy your way, gratitude your way. I want to stay in a constant state of gratitude all the time. Super, super important for me personally to stay in a state of gratitude at any given moment in time. All right. So We're seeing if Bitcoin can break out of this falling wedge. It almost did. It had a bright little move there, chance, but 15-minute is, you know. So we get through the 15-minute move. We see what happens. And that's kind of where we stand. So we already have it drawn on Binance. You know, we don't need to draw it again, but we're looking for that. There's all my squiggle wiggles. That's, you know, I'm working. When there's a lot of like drawing going on, that's, you know, I was working. Like a whiteboard, or now they use the black. When I was a kid, it was the chalkboard, right? Now it's the whiteboard, right? They use the whiteboard now. Interesting. Gratitude does wonders, man. Sam, you're a sensitive man. You are real. Respecto. Best vibe for you. Positive and loyalty is everything to me. You show both every single day. Mr. Kennedy, we love you. Internet money. You know we come here for the magical fruit you share. I love you, man. I came for the charts. I stayed for the vibrational energy. All right. We love you all, and we appreciate you all here. My whole team loves everybody, and we're excited just to make this show every single day together. And we're blessed and we're lucky. Shout out to everyone that works the studio. Shout out to everyone that comes through. Shout out to all the beautiful things that get made for the studio. Shout out to all our affiliates, ITrust Capital. You know what I mean? Great company, stand-up company. ITrust Capital, open up your IRA today. You know, you can't beat them. I mean, I shout out to all the people, Alt Trady, that I affiliate with, you know, BOOKMAP, all the companies, TradingView, you know, even MEXC, all the beautiful people. Shout out to my wife, Meeting in 12. God bless you. Thank you, wife. We'll end the stream a little earlier today. Thank you for saying that. When VXX dumped and Bitcoin didn't pump, you know it's being manipulated and held down for a reason. I came for the charts. I stayed for the charts. I'm still here for the motivation. Connor, Donna, we love you. We love you. We love you. So right now, I still have a bunch of stuff to show you. We're not done yet. We have the DXY and a bunch of stuff. ZoomX is no KYC. MEXC is too. However, you know, I'm not against KYC. I just want to make that clear. I think there's nothing wrong with doing that, you know. Some people are all freaked out about security and they don't want to do it, but to me, it's like, I'll do whatever lets me trade. Just let me trade, you know. That's all. I don't need it all. I just need a trade. You know what I'm saying? Follow us at CryptoLifer33. We greatly appreciate it. We tweet all the time. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes I'm asking a question that I really want to know. You know what I mean? Every morning, waking up in a state of gratitude for this life and everything in it. Gratitude is my constant vibration for the moment I wake till I go to bed. Beautiful day to be alive. You live in love. You cannot be denied. It's all we have. That's all we have, you know. There's nothing else, right? You know, you think there's more, but when my dad passes, like, you realize it was all about the love that you have for your father. Like, there was nothing else. There was nothing else that was more important. What makes you cry? What makes you hurt when someone passes away? What hits you deep in your soul? It's the love. It's the fact that you had that much love for them, right? That's what it is. And, you know, so. Shout out to everybody here. My name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I do a show called The Crypto Lifer Show. I'm the Crypto Lifer, and together with the Lifers, I make the best show on earth. And here we have a nice little piece of the show that gives you 3 to 5 minutes of the coolest, funnest, most entertaining, and informative news on the interwebs every single day. So let's jump on it. First thing we're going to look at is Pepe knockoffs turn dollars to fortunes in a strange new 2.0 play. Copies of several meme coins have popped across the board in a trend that's likely to die out within weeks. The latest flavor of the month in some areas of the crypto market is to bet on microcaps that purport to be the second coming of the popular meme coins. And this is Pepe 2.0. Hold on one second. I'm getting news from days ago. I apologize. I was about to be like, this is old news. You know what I mean? Let's try this again. Sorry about you guys. You guys are like, that's not the newest news. Hi, my name is Samuel James Price, and every day I do the Crypto Lifer Show. I'm the Crypto Lifer, and together with the Lifers, we make the best show in all of the internet. And I take an excerpt right here, which is 3 to 5 minutes of the best news, fastest news, most entertaining and informative news on that you can find. We give it to you here every single day, hot and ready. Let's talk about it now. Some of this news moves the market. Some of it's interesting, and some of it actually shows you what's going to happen to a bigger project, or if there's use. What I like about it is like legacy Web3, like maybe Amazon working with Matic or things of those nature. I'm not saying that did happen. I'm just putting two ideas together. I love when I see stuff like that. So Bitcoin cannot remain indifferent to dollar index for long, analyst. U.S. index fate impacts global liquidity conditions, which in turn influence risk assets, including currencies. I mean, it does. And that's why as the dollar has been falling, Bitcoin has been gaining. But we thought Bitcoin would gain a lot more from the recent fall to the dollar, honestly. And in my humble opinion, the ratio used to be a little better offset or more, I guess, more inversely correlated. So there was just more of a pump when the dollar dumped. The dollar index, which gauges the greenback's exchange rate against major global fiat currencies, fell 2.2% last week, its worst performance since November. The index dropped below 100, hitting the lowest since April. Still, Bitcoin traded primarily between 30 and 32,000, extending the multi-week consolidation even as equities, including meme stocks, rallied. The negative relationship between DXY and Bitcoin is likely to return, as gyrations in the dollar index influence global liquidity conditions, which in turn affect valuation and risk assets, including cryptocurrencies. I mean, we know this, and we're waiting for it. The dollar recent decline has legs, according to Goldman Sachs. The dollar sold off sharply in response to cooler inflation and anticipation of a more patient Fed stance beyond July. We think this can extend into the near term because the same factors that weighed on this report look likely to softer still in the coming months, right? So if they stop raising rates, okay, people don't want to be in the dollar, all right? It's going to be risk on assets like Bitcoin and the S&P and more stocks, and they're going to continue to grow. So this is key. I like what this is saying, and and honestly, it says it's indifferent, but Bitcoin's just on its own little track, and you have to remember it's summer trading. You don't get as much volume, so you're not as true to core traditional movements as you will when you settle back into September trading. I've seen it for years. You got to kind of trust my knowledge as a seasoned trader. So Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong to meet House Democrats about crypto legislation, says Bloomberg. Armstrong will meet privately with Congress members in the new Democratic coalition. That's really good to know, and it's a quick little excerpt, talks about it, in and out. But it's good to know that he's going to be able to sit down and actually have some type of discourse, talk about what helps people, show that he is not one-sided or, bipartisan. He just wants to get it done. Shout out to Brian. I hope everything goes well there. I hope he doesn't go coerced to do something. I hope it's not more of a behind the scenes, one of those nefarious things. I hope it's really about the people, for the people, and they get some work done. And he educates them, they educate him, and together they find some square ground, This is interesting, and I'm excited for this. I like to see news of that nature. Tokenize everything. Institutions bet that crypto's future lies in the real world. Long one of crypto's big ideas, tokenization may finally be ready for prime time. Wall Street is diving in, creating tokens for everything from buildings to gold bars. One advantage, relatively little regulatory scrutiny. Right? So think of the biggest knocks on crypto. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin aren't real because they're not backed by hard assets. They're highly speculative, and yo-yoing prices can doom unsophisticated investors. Often they're even ridiculous with meme coins. You don't have to agree with these critiques. I don't, at least not fully, but the merits of these arguments aren't irrelevant. No, right? Like it or not, there are some reasons that most banks and financial institutions and governments and billions and normies have still not bought a lick of crypto, right? So this is talking about how you can tokenize things. And once people realize that things are backed by real world assets, I mean, they may actually be, and that's why I think NFTs still have staying power. Because at the end of the day, the NFT is something that no one else can touch. I like when the NFT comes with a real figurine or something that's physical. I think that helps. It's kind of, for me personally, I really like that idea. Not that you have to own the physical thing forever, but it'd be nice to keep it with it or to have, I just like that idea. And you'd say, well, what's the difference then? I don't know. I just think it's cool to have two things come with the NFT. We know the NFT's true value would be the actual NFT on the Ethereum network. But you could just keep the little like if the Bored Ape just came with a little mini Bored Ape that you could keep, somewhere. I don't know. I guess I'm still in touch with that physical piece of art, Anyway, so that's the news for today, and some exciting stuff, some stuff that will kind of come to fruition later on, and some things that we want to look at. And it's good to see Coinbase, dealing with the Democrats, and it's good to see Bitcoin, showing strength And, that the dollar may actually sell off may continue, which is really strong for Bitcoin as well. And, jumping on in, I want to show you some bigger ideas as we bring that music back on in and get you excited. But the idea here is this. I'm getting into GLASSNODE, which costs, I think 30, 50, 60, 70 bucks a month, depending on what you're doing with it. And the reason why I'm getting into GLASSNODE is I just want to show you some more ideas. I want to start kind of comparing charts, making some cool stuff. We also want to start, getting it into the trading group too as well. Many of you are here probably familiar with GLASSNODE. If not, but let me know if you are. All right. And honestly, this is no partnership with GLASSNODE. I just like it, but I probably should reach out, Yeah, you should have a physical coin type for the NFT with your numbers on it. I know. Super chats now. One take Sammy at it again. Crypto Bear Baker. And we'll take a look at Mask. Mask came down into the sweet spot. Let's take a look at Mask real quick. Send in a super chat for TA and deep dives. We can talk about it. Break it down. Mask Network on Mex Global. It's also on KuCoin. And so what I did is I set an alert here when it was up at the top of the channel. I wanted the 4 hour to reset. The 4 hour was overbought, right? And I said, if the 4 hour can get back down to the channel, maybe it was even more like, the 1 hour. 1 hour was overbought here, top of the channel. I want it to come back down. Now, whether I pattern trade it or not, and, it is watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin just takes a nasty dump. This probably falls out the pattern. But there's a chance it starts making this beautiful, really bull pennant. I want to call it a ascending triangle, but it's tighter than that. I want to call it a symmetrical, but it's not too chubby. It has some bull pennant feels for first time. I haven't seen them in a while because we haven't been in a bull market, right? It's funny. A lot more symmetricals, a lot more ascendings, a lot more 50-50 patterns. You get better patterns and better trading conditions. Isn't that funny? Because that's why those patterns have those conditions. I started learning all this crazy stuff, and when I started, that my mind would put together in my subconscious background while I was like, I was like, oh my God. And you have these realizations. And that's what trading is really. Like, you keep doing things and doing things. Eventually, you have these realizations. They hit you hard, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could use it in this way, or I could do that in this way. And to me, that's what it's all about, right? So we're oversold here on Mask. We're at the bottom of this wedge, right? And, this falling wedge wants to break back to the upside. We're looking for that move on the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame. I take a look at the daily in the 22. They're a little overbought, right? Little overbought. Could get a secondary pump and live up into this range. Adds a little risk to it. It has double bottom though, Really, that's a smaller play. Bigger time frame, you do have a larger falling wedge that could break to the upside for Mask. I guess now you're going to make me deep dive because I was like, yeah, I could. I mean, overall, you're bouncing off the 0.65, 0.618. That's a golden pocket retracement, right? Falling wedge. You could cram it back in the wedge. To me, it fell out of the wedge, and it's poking its head out, right? Daily, a little high, but it's close enough to the 200 SMA. So you just want to see sideways price action. The daily actually could still get legs. So daily isn't that bad. It actually could hit a point, right? And the 4 hours in this consolidation like we saw before. Funny, now I see more of a ascending triangle. The 1 hour, you have to lift it and make it a little tighter either way, and it makes it look more like definitely more like a bull pennant. So the bottom of the patterns is always the greatest times to get in. I mean, this is an aggressive entry, but that would be the moment, Try to get a 20% gain back to 440. So I am watching Mask. It's something on the radar. I set the alert. I watched it for 8 hours since last night. All right. And aren't you nice super chatting what I give to the back end of the trading group, So we're looking for this bounce back to the upside for Mask. If it gets it, that shows signs that bottom trend line is getting strong, and there's a chance to accumulate inside the cone, the nose of that tight channel. You see? You don't always have to be, the aggressive entry is now. People don't have to do that. And again, like I said, we can wait for the breakout and get into the retest. It could break out here and retest this beautiful zone at 390. And we could take 390 up to 438, 420, whatever. But Mask is on the radar for a possible gainer, for sure. And that's on MEXC, and it can be traded for 0 fees. Spot or, on futures. I believe they'll probably have futures for that too as well. And that's still 0 fees as long as you trade it the right way. Right? So, and the bottom of the pattern, you can't beat it. I mean, there's nothing else you can do but hit the bottom of the pattern, So just remember that sauce, right? So I'm watching Mask on Max Global for sure, and Bitcoin tightly. Bitcoin's starting to get the little bounce. Look at that. Look at his shoulder, a head. It could be it could be an inverted head and shoulder here. When my initial trader instinct told me to long it to the upside, The 1 hour looks very nice and very aggressive with a push to the upside. The last few days, every time I've seen an aggressive stoke, it has made a big move. But you never know. We'll see. This pattern does break up 68% of the time, the widening falling wedge, the broadening falling wedge. So we'll see. Time will tell, but that's what we're watching for BTC. All right. 15-minute kind of in the danger zone, but it could be, making this little flag here and the right shoulder of the inverted head and shoulder. So fun times, a lot to look at. Today is a challenging day, which is good. Challenging days are when you learn the most. There are some days where just do this, do that, bang, bang, right? And there's other days where you have to kind of look for your edge, work it, either trade or don't trade, depending on what you get. Remember, we also went over the bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. It's pretty substantial right here. That swings down. That swings to the upside. Stochastic's pushing up a little bit, and it's a Tuesday. It does show signs that we could get a breakout out. So we'll watch that little flag and watch the 1 hour too, and the double bottom in our favor. So we're building a little bit of bullishness ideas, and the shoulder, head, and the shoulder there too. So a little bit of bullishness beginning to form here on BTC. All right. Last but not least, I want to jump into GLASSNODE real quick before I jump on out of here. But, let's just talk about it. Number of addresses with 0 non-balance. Hold on one second. I got GLASSNODE last night, but I guess I signed in, but I forgot. Then I hope I'm using the right email. I used one of my emails. Which one did I use, Did I use the right email to sign in? I believe I did. So number of addresses with non-zero balance, right? And so that's just continuing to go up, number one. All right. First thing we want to talk about is that continues to go up and up and up every day, Oh, is it just going to show me the same chart each time now? No, okay, it's going to reset to the right one, I believe. And maybe GLASSNODE was getting me, because I haven't used GLASSNODE before too, So pushing the limits. We don't need Fiat Link anymore. We don't need these news segments that sometimes play in the background. One thing I do want to look at is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index before we jump on out of here for the day. Crypto Fear Index is at 56, okay? I want to see it more neutral and into the shaded zones. You know what I mean? I want to see that 27,000. I want a little more fear. So I can grab more $4,000 or $5,000 buys of Bitcoin, like scoop up the bigger buys, So remember, bigger falling wedge. And then, I'm just trying to show you we have this inside of this. And that's what I love about this channel. We show you the bigger idea. We show you the weekly on the big. We show you the 3-day and the bigger big. Then we show you this like 1 hour big idea here inside of this bigger bullish megaphone. We show you this falling wedge. You can kind of see this idea. And then we zoom in for you and show you what that looks like inside. And you know how much work goes into this? All that? I mean, so much work. And it's every day. Right? But I love to do it because I'm just obsessed. And it starts to come naturally for me. It's just what I do now. Right? So I appreciate everyone that appreciates it because you help me continue to do it. And it's like an artist drawing, So number of sending addresses. All right? Another thing. I like seeing this too as well. Right? So, and more people. And again, you don't really want Bitcoin to be being sent too much. What you want to do is people are, buying it and sending it to an address, grabbing Bitcoin off the exchange, moving it here, doing this, number of addresses with a balance more than 10K, right? That did drop, right? It dropped about 6 addresses real quick. It's funny, only so many, right? 117, 116. Oh, no. Actually, no, I'm so sorry. It's been going up. Please apologize. No. With the price, it's been going down, Bang. So whales have like sold a little, it's weird, right? Shows you the addresses with $10,000 Bitcoin have gone down. Either that or they dispersed the Bitcoin from one address to other addresses to make it, that could also be the case. So we don't know for sure, But we're going to start diving into GLASSNODE for you and showing you different ideas, different charts, different ways to find different charts and different ways to have fun with it. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to show you more GLASSNODE information and just have fun with GLASSNODE. All right. So you can see where I am with Bitcoin. There's a possible chance right now that we're getting this higher low, low, high, higher low, higher high. We built some type of slow channel out of here. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. We showed you the bigger picture. We showed you the smaller picture. We can kind of see where we're at for Bitcoin. All right. Look at our DXY just before I jump on out of here. And, that's been the most correlated thing to look at recently. So we've been watching it here. It finally did some type of double bottom. No really intense divergence, really, right? It could break back up to the 200 SMA. We get that when we're tight. Or it could stay sideways till the 200 SMA comes in. And if it does that, there's more chance that it's a bear flag that breaks further to the downside. But I'm monitoring it. And at the end of the day, at the very least, there's some more legs down. And it hasn't hit my target yet that I've been waiting for ever since I called this top and the hidden bearish divergence on the dollar. There was hidden bearish divergence on the 3-day chart. I love talking about it because, it was, I don't know, it was a really good, obvious thing to see. And it took me some time to spot it. But once, swing up. And we've been calling it ever since that moment. And we've been watching this slowly deteriorate over time, right? And the TA told me that we would go lower. And then we talked about how the 3-day was overbought. And we love the 3-day chart. And the 3-day got the slow and steady pump to the downside. And it's honestly not done. The target would take us to 97.66. Still below that $100 level, which is, to me, hugely psychological. Once we stay below that, it's like you stay below it, right? It will eventually have a bit of a push-up. Like, we've been in a downtrend. You would have liked the Bitcoin to get way more of a pump during this time, honestly, right? Like, that was Bitcoin's pump in 2020 right there. And this was Bitcoin's run-up in 2017. You've had a similar run down in Bitcoin, but not as much as a pump for Bitcoin. It's interesting. I'm not trying to be like, I'm just showing some ideas here. And look how similar these are at the present moment in time. I just saw something like it falls down and then shoulder, head, and a right shoulder, right? Like it falls down and like a shoulder, head, and impossible right shoulder, Tends to make these like big, like. Anyway, dollar index still looking somewhat bearish. Let's look at our 4-hour time frame. Yeah, it's even getting into the overbought regions on the 4-hour again, like trying to double top the Stokes and showing signs that it can't get above the resistance. So unless we see it just break out and, retrace through this, unless we can retrace this red candle, the dollar index, and you get somewhere at 101, I mean, this to me is making a bear flag for bearish consolidation to sideways behavior, right? All right. Can you end the stream in 10 minutes before the meeting and call me? Yes. You heard what she said. I got to do what she says, And shout out to all the super chats. I believe we got to them all. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you everyone that jumped on into the live stream today and made it amazing. I had a blast. I hope you did too on this beautiful July day, 11:50 at 7, July 18th. Thank you so much for everyone being here. May God bless each and every one of you. May you have a wonderful day. May you take care of yourselves. May you stay grateful for every single moment that you have in this life. Don't beat yourself up for the past. Look to the future. Make this present moment amazing. If you're upset because of your past, change your life today. So 2-3 months from now, when you look back on those 2 months, you have something to be proud about. You have something to feel good about, right? And then take that positive energy and continue to grow. If you're in a rut and you're saying, I'm depressed, I can't move, begin to work out. Put on a DVD, find some free things online. If you're in my trading group, reach out to me. I can give you access to some workout stuff that I think can help you immediately. So if there's no excuses to be depressed, because there's solutions for the mind. When you work out, you create endorphins. The endorphins make you feel better. I worked out today, I feel better. I moved my body today, I feel better. You know what I mean? So, and every day that you do that, you're going to continue to feel better. So do what you got to do to take care of yourself. Feeling good is something you have to do every day. It's like swimming from this area to the next buoy. You got to do it. No one's going to swim you there. You got to put in each hand, you got to make it happen. So every day I do it. Don't you think there's days every single day I wake up feeling 100,000 million? I'm going to admit. No, of course there's some days I wake up like, wow. The thought of my dad passing away gets so heavy. Some mornings I feel like, wow, man, I don't want to face the world today. I don't want to talk today. I want to be alone. But it can't, again, that's not what my dad wants me to do. My dad wants me to continue to push and show the world what the Price family does, who I am and who we are. So may God bless each and every one of you. May you have a wonderful day. Remember, have your water. Stay hydrated. Do the right thing. And I'll see you all tomorrow on the next beautiful live stream. Thank you for this wonderful Tuesday. I appreciate everybody here. I had a wonderful time talking with you, looking at your names, looking at the memberships, super chats, going over Bitcoin, talking about which direction we were going, and just having a blast. So everyone, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. The lifers, I love you. Have a great day. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.